Hey everybody, welcome back to another First Impressions video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. As of the recording of this video, it is April 17th, but this will be published on April 18th, so I'll be 21. Yay. Like I said in the last video, no alcohol for me, sorry, so I'm breaking tradition. Um, Instead though, I went to see a movie, Father Stew. I just came out of watching it and yeah. Um, Look, for starters, let me just say this. I think that the effort put by Mark Wahlberg is to be commended. I think that he does a fairly good job for what he's trying to do. I think that the physicality is interesting to see, especially when he gets bigger towards the end. Um, and the story itself is interesting, but not until the very, very end did I find myself very interested because of what it could have been. Because I think that the real story actually is at the end of the movie, uh, with Mel Gibson taking care of him at a certain stage of his life. I really think that's where the story should have been. Um, because what you get is just another by the numbers religion story, a Christian film that just kind of amounts to nothing, um, except believing in God and all that stuff. And listen, I have my own personal beliefs. I have more of a spiritual. I probably fit more into like Buddhism, if anything. I like to have a little bit more free will with my spirituality and religious beliefs. I mean, I do wear a cross, but it is not in the form of like I believe in God and all that stuff. And I did read the Bible, but that was just to get my feet wet, in terms of spirituality and all that stuff. I liked having free will, and I like having, that free reign with with how I see things, and who I believe in, or even not believing in anything. I like the idea of just of energy. So I'd fit more into Buddhism. I say that because I also feel like a movie like this will alienate a lot of audience members because the movie does preach quite a bit. Um, and I feel like it's, if you're not a Christian or if you don't believe in the Christian faith, um, it's, it might be a little hard to stomach. But getting back into the film proper, though, it's clear that Mark Wahlberg is miscast. I mean, like I said, he's putting in some good effort, but he's clearly miscast here. Somebody else should have taken on that role. I know that this was a passion project for him for many years, but I think he should have stepped aside as a producer instead of being the main performer because it just doesn't really work. Or, like I said, the story at the what they present at the very end of the film, if that's what the whole movie was about, then Mark Wahlberg fits perfectly because what he does towards the end actually works. Like his performance actually gets better. Um, and I liked the idea at play. Like that's what I thought was interesting. The rest of the story, though, like I said, it's paint by numbers, and I'll be honest, it is boring at times. I found myself dozing off, like twice. I found myself dozing off. I closed my eyes a couple times because I was just bored. Um, because there's nothing really that interesting. It just rattles off the same message over and over again. We get it. Believe in God. I get it. Um, and it just doesn't really do anything all that interesting. Um, like I said, what Mark Wahlberg did is to be commended. It's a good performance, but it's a clearly miscast. Uh, it's clearly a miscasting. For another, the mother, Stewart's mother. I don't know what she's doing. She is not good. I think they should have recasted the mother as well because she feels completely out of place. Um, I also thought that just some of the camera work was a little weird. I know that this is a first time filmmaker. Um, if you're gonna be, if it's your first time behind the camera, try not to go a little ambitious or try to go anywhere else except in reality because they try to do some spiritual stuff or trying to, like, it almost came off like psychological at times and it just felt just bland. Like the camera work itself is in general bland, but they try to go to some like showy type things, like they're trying to do a little bit of a stylish uh, work there and there. It just comes off kind of showy more than none. Um, so yeah, I would say pass on Father Stew. It's really disposable in my opinion. I think that the real story to this was at the end, where Mel Gibson, Mel Gibson, I actually think did a fairly decent job for what he's doing. I think he's doing a fairly decent job, um, but I think that it's pretty dry and it's pretty. It feels um, it feels old. That's I think that's an interesting. I think that's probably the best thing you could say about Father Stew is that it just feels old. Um, Again, this is a project that's been in development hell for years, and it shows. Like it just feels worn out. It doesn't feel like doesn't have much life to it either. It's just again just kind of just disposable. I mean, you just kind of throw this on the back of a television screen. Kind of the same reaction that I had to Sonic 2, except Sonic 2 had energy. This did not. Again, I was pretty bored. I felt like falling asleep at times. Really, the highlight is Mark Wahlberg, but again, that's just because of what he did for the role and his commitment to said role. But again, he's clearly miscast, and I think that the story, I don't like how they preach too much. It's very preachy and very much in your face about the Christian faith. I would like a little bit more room in terms of a religious based story, um, and more to the point, I feel like this shouldn't have been a religious story to begin with, because at the end there is something of merit, and I wish we focused on that versus just this, because it's just so typical in design. So yeah, so you can pass on Father Stew. Not very much here. A decent performance, but really just, and also this movie's jumpy. That's the other thing. Also, I gotta say the pacing is really weird. At times it'll slow down, at other times it'll be very fast. Um, and just the way it's cut, it's the way the editing plays. It just likes to jump around a lot. Like we'll go from Stewart at a bar to wanting to jack his father's car, to him going over here and there. And I get it; it's meant to represent this aimless quality that he has, but it just came off more awkward than none. So I just remembered that also just now. Um, but yeah, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but yeah, you can pass on Father Stew. It's pretty you know, pretty pointless in my opinion. The real story is in the last like 5 or 10 minutes. I really wish that's the direction that they went, and really do some recasting for both Mark Wahlberg and the mother, because my gosh, that mother was not good. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts on Father Stew. And I mean, if you saw it, you let me know. It definitely hit the demo. There were people who were crying in my theater. So it definitely hit a demo of some kind. So you guys let me know. Did you guys like Father Stew? Did you guys hate Father Stew? I'm in that camp of it was pretty just, because I can't say I hated it. I don't know, just felt kind of like whatever. Like I feel like I kind of wasted my time, but I'm not angry, if you know what I mean. So you guys let me know your thoughts on Father Stew, and that's it for me. Catch you guys in the next video. Bye.